So in the previous lecture we discussed about the 4-bit ripple carry adder, right? So what is the disadvantage of the ripple carry adder? Or we can say the parallel adder. As the number of bits is increased, then the delay, or we can say the overall delay to get the addition is increased, right? Or in other words, we can say the speed of operation is decreased, right? This is your 4-bit parallel adder circuit, right? Every time when the number of bits, these bits are increased here, then the time taken for this carry and for this overall sum operations, it increase, right? So this is the main disadvantage of this ripple carry adder or parallel carry adder. So to mitigate these advantages, there is a other kind of adder that is called the carry look ahead adder, right? Look ahead carry adder. So basically in this circuit, what we do, we make another circuit called the carry circuit. So by using that circuit, in the first or in the parallelly, we are getting first all the carries, right? So in this basically adder circuit, when the number of bits is increased, it will not affect the speed of the operation, right? So here we are discussing the 4-bit look ahead carry adder circuit, right? So now this is your circuit for basic full adder, right? You all know one full adder consists of these two half adders and one OR gate, right? So here I am denoting the input is AI BI, right? See this I means if A naught, B naught, only C naught, it means the first bit, right? Or the 1-bit adder. If it is A1, bit A0, A1, so I stands for 0 to N, right? So this is your 3 input, right? AI, BI, CI. Now here are the two terms. One I am denoting this PI, right? PI is the XOR of this AI and the BI, right? This is called the carry propagation terms, right? In the next here we will discuss what is the meaning of why it is called the carry propagation term, right? So the PI is the carry propagation terms here, and here GI is basically what? Carry generation terms, where basically your PI is what? A XOR BI, right? And what is your GI? Carry generation terms. It is your AI dot BI. It is clearly seen, right? And after that, you know in the full adder, what is the overall sum? Overall sum of the full adder is A XOR B XOR C, right? So now A XOR B or AI XOR BI, we are calling it the PI, right? And this is given to your next XOR, right? So this is well understood that this is your full adder circuit, right? Now we will draw your look ahead carry adder circuit from this full adder arrangement, right? So now how we can do this arrangement? So now we'll discuss the 4-bit look ahead carry adder, right? Means this AI is what? A naught to A3, right? And this BI is what? B naught is your LSP and it goes up to B3, right? This is the meaning of 4-bit look ahead carry circuit, right? So now what is your P naught? P naught. P naught is the XOR of your what? A naught XOR B naught, right? Understood? So what is P1? P1 is A1 XOR B1, right? Similarly P2, similarly we will calculate the P3, right? Now what is G naught? G naught is A naught in dot B naught, right? What is G1? A1 dot B1, similarly G2 and G3, right? This is 4-bit, that's why everything we are taking from P0 to P3 is the 4-bit. Here G0 to G3, right? So what is the S0 from here? You know the S0 is the XOR of P0 and the C0, right? Basically, what is P0 is this? In another words, we can write this is your S0, right? Similarly, what is S1? S1 is P1 XOR C1, right? What is S2? S2 is P2 XOR C2, right? Similarly, S3 is P3 XOR C3. Now, sum is fine, okay? Sum is fine. Oh, now our job is to find out this C1, C2, C3, right? Because these are your in between carries, right? So now how to find this C1, C2, C3, right? So that is that circuit to calculate these carries, that is called the look ahead carry circuit, right? This circuit. Now how you can calculate these carries, right? So now tell me, C0 is your input carry, right? Suppose there are the 4 bits, these 4 bits you want to add, right? So C0 is your input carry. This may be 0, may be 1, right? So it is given. Now what is C1? What is C1 from here? See, addition of these 2 bits will give you the one sum and the carry terms, na? Right? So as per the full adder, this is your carry, next carry basically. So what is this? This is your Ci. This is your what? Pi. So, right? So P0, C0 plus G0. This is your C1, right or wrong? It is clear, right? This is C1. Now what is C2? C2. C2 is if this is output is C2, then it must be C1, P1 and the G1, right? Clear? So C2 is P1, C1 plus G1, right? So what is C1 here? From this previous equation, C1 is P0, C0 plus G0. So we will put this C1 here from this equation, and this is your C2, right? What is C3? C3 is C2 P2 plus G2, right? What is C2? C2 we can put from this previous equation, right? This is your C3. Similarly, we can find the C4, right? So these are your carries, C0, C1, C2, C3 and C4 is your output carry. Now we will draw the circuit for the same, and then we will understand how the delay is reduced, or we can say the delay is independent on the number of the bits, right? So now we will draw the 4-bit look ahead carry circuit from all these equations, right? So these are your equations. Now first go for the S0. You know the S0 is P0 XOR C0, right? So for this S0, you know, you need what? P0, you need these terms P0, G0, P1, G1, P2, G2 and P3, G3. For this all these sums you need these terms, right? And for all these carries, what you need? What you need? You need only the, see from here, see now see this C4. By seeing this C4, can C4 dependent on C3? This C4 is dependent on C3 or not? No, it's not dependent on C3. It is dependent on this P3, P2, P1, P0, P3, P2, P1, G0. This is our aim. This is our aim in the look ahead carry circuit, so that our next carry will not dependent on the previous carry. Then only we can reduce the number delay, na? If it is dependent on the previous carry, then what is the difference between your parallel adder and this 4-bit look adder circuit, right? So this is our requirement, that our next carry will not depend on the previous carry, right? So it is clear from here. This C4 depends on only these carry propagation terms and the carry generation terms only, right? Only all these carry propagation terms and carry generation terms. That's why these are called your carry propagation terms, and this G is called your carry generation terms, right? Similarly, now this C2. This C2 is dependent on the C1 or not? No, it dependent only these P and the G's, right? Yeah. And yeah, C0 is there, but C0 is given. It is your input carry. right? From here, what is P naught? P naught is, from here we can calculate by this XOR gate. A naught XOR B naught, and what is G naught? A naught into B naught, right? Clear? Now, can we calculate C1 from here? Can we calculate C1 from these two terms? Yes. This is your C1 is your P naught dot C naught. So this is your P naught dot C naught. And what is this? This is your G naught. And what is this here? This is your C1. Right? Here. So similarly, can we calculate over C2 here? C2 is what? P1 dot P naught, right? Dot C naught. So this is your P1, P naught, C naught, right? So here what is this? This is C2, right? Now tell me, if input A naught, B naught, C naught, right? If this is given, or we can say this A naught, A1, A2, A3, and B naught, B1, B2, B3, and previous this input carry C naught is given, right? So if all these terms are given, then this is your one stage. If I am saying all these gates have the same delay, if I am saying all these XOR AND gate have the same delay, suppose 2 nanosecond, for example 2 nanosecond, right? So these P naught, G naught, P1, G1 will get after how much time? This stage, I am saying this is your first stage. This P naught, this first stage you are getting after how much time? Question is, if all these inputs are given, A naught, B naught, means the addition of, you have to do the addition of these 4 bits, right? Clear? A naught, B naught, A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, you want to addition of these things, and all these inputs are given, right? So my question is, after how much times you will get all these P naught, G naught, P1, G1, is this stage, this stage, at this stage, right? जो भी इसका delay होगा, whatever will the delay of this AND gate or this OR gate, if I am saying both AND and OR gates have the 2 nanosecond delay, if I am saying this is, if I am saying, then after 2 nanosecond you will get all these P naught, G naught, P1, G1, right? Clear the thing? Now tell me, if you know the P naught, G naught, P1, G1, all these things, if you know all these things, right, then after how much times you will get this C1, C2, C3, C4? Now tell me, after how much time? If I am saying all these gates have the same delay. No, this also have you have to add, na? Right? This and or, this is the combination of this and. So after 4 nanosecond, right? After 4 nanosecond, means this green stage will take the 4 nanosecond, 2 nanosecond of this, and the next 2 nanosecond, right? This final sum you will get after how much time? If all these have 2 nanosecond. This final sum. Tell me. So overall delay is, total time is this 2 for this, 4 for this stage, and 2 for this stage, right? So can you tell me this overall time for the addition depends on number of bits or not? If you add the 5-bit adder, then phase remains same, right? So delay remains same here. So this is the main advantages of your look ahead carry adder circuit. Understand the difference, right? So what we can say, in this adder, propagation delay is independent on the bits, right? Or depends on the number of levels, right? This is your first level. We can say this is second level. This is your third level, right? Here, and this green one is your what? Your carry circuit, we can say. Now understand the advantage of this adder in comparison of your parallel adder. In parallel adder, what we have calculated the delay, na? and that carry delay is time added, right? Clear? So this is the advantages of this 4-bit look ahead carry adder circuit. This is your AND gate, right? Now I want to tell you one terms. What is the meaning of hazards? This is very important term. Sometimes it is asked in your objective type examination, right? So this is your one AND gate, AND gate, and this is your NOT gate, right? If I am saying this is A, this is X, right? Now the question is, if I am taking the first case, your ideal case. Ideal case means which is not practical possible. Ideal case means all these gates have the zero delay, which is practically not possible because in digital electronics or in any gate, right, must have some delay, right? But ideally we are saying it has the zero delay, right? So now tell me its waveform for the ideal case. If I am saying this is given, this is the waveform of your input A. This is your input A, right? Now what is the X? What is the waveform of the X? Exact opposite to this A, right? So we can say your X is exact opposite to this in this way, right? Here, now this is X. Now what is Y? Y is basically A dot X, right? Now tell me, what is X? Sorry, Y. 0, always 0, right? Clear? Always 0, right? So this is called the static. We can say this is your static zero output circuit, right? Because in the output, 0 is always static, right? Now we will take the second case here, right? This is your second case. In the second case, if I am saying your TPT NOT, delay of your NOT gate is 1 nanosecond and delay of your AND gate is 0 nanosecond, right? This is given and it is given this is your A, right? And this time period is basically I am denoting T naught, right? And now tell me what is your X? What is the X? If this is A, what is X? And this here it is given now this NOT gate have the delay of 1 nanosecond. Now tell me what is X in this case? After 1 nanosecond it will give high or low? Low now. Because see this is X is not basically A bar, right? So we can say means this stage will change from 0 to 1, right? Or if it is A bar then means 1 to 0 after how much time? After how much time? T naught plus 1, can I say this thing? This is your X, right? Means this X means if any change in the A, if 0 to 1 change in the X is basically what? Your A bar, right? So if this change in A from 0 to 1 happens at time t, similarly this delay is there, that change will be reflected in the X after 1 nanosecond, right? So T naught plus 1, right? So now tell me what is Y here from this thing? What is Y? What is Y? This is Y is what basically? A dot X now, right? So end of this thing. What is the end of this 1 and 0? 0, right? Up to this T naught it will go to 0. Now what is the end of this 1 and 1? 1 up to, it goes up to here, right? So This is called your static zero hazard. Now, what is your, we can say, predicted output? What is your expected output? Expected output means if A dot A bar, what is the output? A dot A bar is what? 0. So, expected output is 0, but here there is a slightly unwanted output, right? Unwanted output hai na? This one is your unwanted output, right? Understood? This one is your unwanted output. That's why it is called the static zero hazard, right? This unwanted output is due to this delay. Here the thing is the third case. I am not explaining here. If the TPD node is 1 nanosecond and if TPD end is 2 nanosecond, then you have to draw these output waveforms for this A, X and this Y, right? Now here the zero delay is and is given in the second case, but now here 2 nanosecond of this AND gate has this 2 nanosecond delay, right? Then what is the output? Similarly, you will get the static zero hazards, but the level will be shift in that case, right? Here the hazards level will be shifted, right? If it is here, then 2 nanosecond AND gate delay is there, then this level will be shifted and there you will get the output like this. This start from T naught plus 2 nanosecond. Understood? And it will go up to T naught plus 3 nanosecond. Understood? Right? This is hinge. So this is your static zero hazards. Now, basically static zero hazards, we can say static zero hazards occur in your AND circuits, right? Or similarly, we can say static zero hazards will occur in your OR AND circuits, right? Here, OR gate is not given, but if the in previous of this OR gate is given, then also we can say your static zero hazards will occur, right? So static zero hazards will occur in our OR AND gate, right? Or we can say NOT AND gate. Here, now we will talk about the static one hazards. Now I am giving one another example. Now this is the case, and here this XOR gate have the 20 nanosecond delay, right? And this NOT gate we can say have the 10 nanosecond delay. And this is your X, this is your Y, right? So now tell me, this is your A, right? So what is X? What is X? X is basically invert of this. So if I am saying this is T naught, then X will get from 1 to 0 after T naught plus 10 nanosecond, right? So T naught plus 10 nanosecond, right? So now tell me, this is your X, what is Y? Expected output of this XOR gate is, what is A XOR A bar? Can you tell me? What is A XOR A bar? It should be high always, right? Right? So now, what is happening here? So up to T naught, this is 0, this is 1, so it is high, right? So what happens in between this, in this period? What happened in this period? Can you tell me? 1 and 1, 1 and 1, it goes to 0, right? Here, here. So this happens when we can say over this XOR or T XOR delay is 0, right? So but it is given T XOR delay is 20 nanosecond. So what happened in that case? Can you tell me? So basically, first of all, this is called your static 1 hazards, right? Static 1 hazards means the expected output is your static 1, but there is some unwanted outputs or unwanted 0. So that's why it is called the static 1 hazard, right? So, but if 20 nanosecond of this XOR delay is given, then what happened? Only this level is shifted, right? Because see, this is your A, this is your X, right? So this output you will get after how much time? Means this operation will get after how much time? It will goes to your, means here this is your T naught plus 20, right? And after that it goes to this 0 and like this. And this is your what? T naught plus, what is this? What is this? This is your what? What is the time period of this? Only 10 nanosecond, na? Right? So this is your 10 nanosecond, or we can say T naught plus 30. Right? Clear? So I can give the inputs and I can ask to find out the outputs for this type of circuits. Right? So now the question is, this is your unwanted things, right? You don't want these hazards. So how you can remove these hazards, right? So first of all, this static 1 hazards basically occurs in your AND OR circuits, right? This occurs in your mainly AND OR circuits or this kind of XOR circuits, right? So question is, how we can remove these kind of hazards? These hazards can be avoided by adding the redundant terms. So I want to give one example here. So for example, this is your one circuit, right? This is A, we can say, and this is your B, this is your C, and here the NOT gate is Q, right? So all this NOT gate and this AND have some different delays, right? And it is given to one OR gate, right? So this output must have some unwanted output or not? If I am saying this A is there and B is 1, right? So if I am saying B is 1 and C is also 1, then what will be the expected output of this circuit? What is the expected output of this circuit? If B is 1, so what is the output here? A, right? So what happened here? A bar. And what is the expected output? 1. But you will get the static 1, or there is some must be some hazards. There can there must be hazards if these have the delays, different delays, right? Here, so you will, that is called basically your static 1 hazards, right? Clear? Now it is clear, na? So in this circuit there are some hazards, right? So how we can avoid these hazards? If I add one extra 1 here, right? If I add extra 1 here, then what happened? Always 1, na? So 1 1 XOR, or sorry, 1 or 1 plus 0 whatever, or 1 plus 0 or 1 plus 1, both are your 1 plus 0, both are your ones, right? So if I adding 1 here, then this hazards can be removed, and this 1 is your what? Nothing but your redundant terms. If I am saying this is your B and C, so this is your redundant terms, right? Now this is all about these hazards, right? So this is one 4 topics. Based on this, some questions can be asked in your objective examination. So students, if you have any doubt related to this topic, then you can send me a mail or you can contact me directly. So for more video update, please subscribe this channel, fine, so that every information regarding your course or regarding this digital electronics lectures you can get easily, fine. Thank you for your attention.